Hey guys, what's up? Uh, Welcome back to Buried Stars. Last time we checked, I believe Kyuhyuk just left to check on our little angry boy and talk to him one-on-one, so the group is kind of split off right now. Other than that, it's been pretty okay. Everyone's mood is still good, so I think we're at a good time right now. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just jump right back into the game. I should move this up. This blocks my go up there. Yep. Wishful thoughts. I haven't talked with anyone yet. You know what? Let's start with Seal for today. I should spare my breath, but
그런데요.
I'm not in the position to talk about that.
아마도
Hyesung isn't the only one who's hoping for something to happen.
그거야.
The show has been making mistakes. I'm sure all of you have different thoughts in mind. I hope they make confirmation.
근데
It's already a mess. It's difficult for them to promise anything. Seal hesitated while checking Do-yoon's facial expression. Seal's shoulders slouched when their eyes met.
도윤이 형,
You must be confused too. You were in a difficult situation when you joined B-Stars. What's your personal take? Do you think the show will continue? Are you hoping for it to continue? Ooh, this is pretty tough. I hope for it. I participate despite a tough situation. Not appropriate. I don't want it. Man, always playing with Seal is like playing with Russian roulette like everyone says, but it's actually pretty difficult because I know he's part of the show. He likes the show, he just don't like the people running it. I'm gonna go with I hope for it.
아무래도
I kind of do. Like you said, I was in a difficult situation when I joined the show. Oh! We got it! Good job, me. I admire your honesty, although I can't tell you what's going to happen.
근데 그게
So far, is your story true? So how far is your story true? Do-yoon looked confused and Seal carefully chose his words.
사실은
I heard you didn't know about Masquerade applying for the show. Oh, that.
맞아.
You're right. Woo-suk filled out the application form.
그런
Woo-suk, the new vocalist? Did you apply for the show without telling other members?
그랬었지.
Ooh. Angry long-haired Do-yoon. Nice picture. He informed us after the beginning date of the preliminaries was fixed. Half the team wanted to go for it while the other half didn't.
어?
What about you?
나는
I didn't want to do it at first. Do-yoon unknowingly bit his lip. The members who were on the verge of getting kicked out of the band were on my side. The other members who wanted to must have sided with the vocalist then. It was that bad, huh?
그랬지.
The whole team would have been discouraged when our recording deal went astray. Woo-suk thought the objection was the biggest reason for ruining the deal.
그렇다고 볼 수 있죠.
He must have felt offended since he was the one who put all the effort into making the deal. That taught me a different way of seeing things.
혹시
I thought maybe participating in the show could bring us back together. We all came to B-Stars together after persuading the other members. Opportunity. The members of the vocalist side notified other members about joining an audition. Do-yoon thought it was an opportunity to reunite the whole band, so persuaded the others to prepare for preliminaries. Do-yoon had persuaded other members to join Buried Stars. After all, the band failed to make it to the finals. Seal took a deep breath. Hey Tasso, thanks for dropping by. Seal spoke after a brief pause.
그렇죠.
Beastars got high ratings. They made an issue out of the incident. As long as you can keep the fire going, you can't blame other people for being hopeful about that.
그렇다는 건
Are you saying it's possible for the show to continue?
불확실해요.
I can't guarantee it. I'm just saying there's a possibility based on my experience. Seal's gaze turned towards the judges section when Su Yeong was located. Although we have a serious incident at hand. Reaction keyword, the public opinion. Nice reference, Tatsu. Beastar Season 4 recorded the highest ratings, even more with more people interested in the show after this incident. The broadcasters will somehow resume Beastars if this popularity remains. Okay, let's talk to Inha now. Angel's editing. Talking about how I was favored by the editing team and all.
아니야?
Hyusung was the true prince of Beastars. They removed anything negative and only showed the good parts.
아니었어.
But that has stopped ever since the exposure of his violent past.
야,
But he had everything work out for up until that point.
한도윤.
You once fell victim to their magical editing, so you should know better. Do-yoon unknowingly rubbed his mouth. Inha clicked her tongue and with a disapproving look on her face.
내 참.
You're soft as butter despite your devilish eyes.
음,
I like butter. I like butter. Butter is good. Oh my gosh, Do-yoon. Butter is the best. Do-yoon, you big himbo. Oh my god. Yeah, butter is creamy and forget it!
그렇잖아?
He was on a roll in the beginning thanks to the favorable editing. Everyone knows that.
그거 있잖아.
But you were also one of those contestants who were able to keep their pass. Inha raised the corner of her mouth and frowned. She uncrossed her arms and shook her head.
어이, 진짜.
If you're gonna talk about my past, just go away, Shu.
Hmm?
I'm a mosquito now? You certainly sound like one, Shu. Okay, I'm sorry. Think about how he had been receiving all the benefits. Yeah. I don't know if I should talk to her with any of these. They all look mad. Let's talk to Jo-yoon. Kiss up, kick down. It's pretty obvious.
물론이야.
It's true he discriminated people by putting them into categories.
아무래도
Yeah, anybody could tell.
그때
It was in order for the production executives, producer, and the judges. I told him to go easy, but he wouldn't listen to me.
나도야.
I also had to talk with him about that. Jo-yoon tilted her head as if she was trying to recall the talk she had with Hee-sung. Do-yoon waited until Jo-yoon spoke again.
그러고 보니
He told me I shouldn't meddle with his business because he had his sources. That sounds typical of him. Now that I'm talking about it, it's all coming back to me. His own resources? What do you think he meant by that? It's probably Seung-yeong. She's the highest among the field staff.
아마도
Would be Seung-yeong. She was the highest ranking staff.
확실히
Si-young. That's a possibility. Everyone had to work with her throughout the entire show, so she had full authority. Jo-yoon slowly shook her head. Her long hair brushed against her clothes to make a soft sound. Someone who would give him the power to be rude to anyone in the show. It can't be the WBS executives, since he didn't get to see them often. Other staff members all followed Seung-yeong's instructions.
분명해.
The more I think about it, the more conviction I get. Hee-sung's Must be Sung Young. Unknown support. Ji Sung acted like someone was backing him up whenever he caused trouble. Could it be a Sung Young? It's always like that.
그건
It bothered me, but it was clearly not the case once we made it to the finals.
그래요.
All the favoritism towards him had disappeared.
그러니까
I thought Hee-sung would be infuriated, but he remained quiet. Is it because he had a criminal record? Protesting could have made things worse. He wasn't dull to miss that. Or he was obeying Sung Young. I think he was obeying her because protesting sounds exactly what Hee-sung would have done unless someone told him not to.
아무래도
He was fond of Sung Young. He probably remained quiet because she could have made that decision.
그렇구나.
I guess I can see it that way. You can see it that way. He really was fond of Sung Young. Jo-young frowned and rolled her eyes. There was a short silence between the two.
그러고 보니
Even earlier, he stopped using fader for some time,
맞아요.
but started to go at it again. Hi, Corey. Welcome. He had been quiet ever since until S. Sung Young began to impersonate Sung Young.
그래서
Now he's exploding with anger.
역시
That's what infuriates him the most. S. Sung Young insulting Sung Young. Jo-young nodded at her own remark. She paused for some time but shook her head. Maybe I went too far with that thought. I feel like throwing up.
괜찮아요?
Jo-young, don't overindulge yourself. It was momentary. I'm fine. At this point, Hee-sung's getting worse. Insanity. Ooh. Refraining from using fader after posting a comment about his survival. Hee-sung has nearly gone crazy after us Sung Young appeared pretending to be the producer. The announcement. Hee-sung... Oh look, our report went higher. I'm a little in the way. But yeah. Our report's higher now. Maybe something like this, yeah. Do-young, do you think?
그런데
What do you think he's going to talk about?
글쎄요.
Well, I'm more worried about him being agitated.
그게
One sec. Yeah, Ju-young does love us too. Yeah, it said that we were getting some buffer. I don't know if you guys got it on your end. Give me a second. Let me see if I can change some settings, because it's getting some render loss and lag. Okay. Okay, I think I should be back now. Let me know if it looks better or anything like that. Yeah, it was telling me we were getting some lag on YouTube, so just let me know if it seems a little better or anything. Okay, let's get back into it. Do you think it's because of Fader? If he only looks at his own timeline, he might think more people are supporting him. Really? Nobody supports me on my timeline. Ugh! Ugh, Do-yoon! Do-yoon! Dang. Do-yoon has no friends. Ju-young covered her mouth as if she made a mistake.
그래도
Still, more people were cheering me on until the finals began.
그렇구나.
I wasn't thinking. There were times when I felt like talking about anything. I wanted to tell my story regardless of how people might respond.
그렇지.
I can understand that. Hee-sung sometimes overdid himself hoping to garner a positive response.
네.
What's he doing right now is similar, although it's more serious this time.
근데
I don't think Hee-sung has much to say. He might ask us to drop out openly or reveal the info he claims to have. I hope not.
나도야.
Me too. If he gets obsessed with how people are responsible, he'll be digging himself into a deeper hole. Speculation. Ju-young guessed what Hee-sung might have announced. He could have openly demanded that other contestants give up, or he might disclose some secrets to apply pressure. I don't think it's anything important.
아니야?
What can he possibly have, huh? I could tell he was bluffing. When he made a fuss about making that announcement,
결국
that would damage him too eventually.
어?
Something comes to mind? I knew you'd know something. Minha turned her head and asked while glancing at Do-yoon. It looked like she wanted Do-yoon to confirm that there wouldn't be anything serious.
글쎄.
Nothing I can think of. Of course.
그래도
But he must have something to be acting that way, right?
야,
Hey, make up your mind. Did he look like he had something up his sleeve, or is he just bluffing? Ooh, this is tough. This is actually tough. I don't know which to go with. You know what? She always catches us in our lies. So I'm gonna be honest at what I think. I think he does have something to tell, but he's bluffing about some things. I'm gonna be honest. If she gets angry at me being honest, like she got angry at me lying before, I don't know what to do.
아마도
I think he had something. I don't think he was bluffing about the whole thing.
알겠어.
Thanks for confirming it for me. You don't look thankful.
뭐?
Do you want me to smile and show how grateful I am? No, thank you. Man, it's tough being the honest guy telling the truth like it is. The one time I lie to her, she catches me, so like I can't lie. What am I supposed to do? She was looking down at her feet and her eyes were quivering slightly.
확실하지 않아.
Whether he has something up his sleeve or not, he was just trying to gain attention. He's just pretending to know about something when in fact he doesn't.
아무래도
He has to do something to live up to the high expectations. He's probably digging his own grave. I just hope we won't drag us down with him. Yeah, just a small tear, Corey. It's like, I don't know what you want me to do. I tell the truth, I die. I lie, you catch me, I die. What you want me to do? Thoughtless. Inha believes that Hee-sung thoughtlessly posted comments on Fader while he was doing anything, to show off himself to get people's attention. You know what? He looks pretty happy with this, with speculation. Let's go with it. Playing Russian roulette again.
도윤이 형.
Are you excited or worried?
아무래도
I'm worried, of course. I wonder what he's up to.
어?
Oh yeah, I'm rather excited.
Huh?
What? Excited about what?
그거야.
The level of expectation and excitement is the highest up until something is revealed. But once it's announced, the disappointment begins. Seal pulled at his backstrap. He was smiling, but his eyes were glaring. I'm really excited about his unstoppable downfall. It's like, evil hands. I'm ready for this angry boy to just blow up.
알잖아.
We need to stop him before that happens.
왜요?
Why? He's digging his own grave. We might as well take this opportunity to get rid of him and start all over. Unless he comes back to his senses before it happens, which is very unlikely. You know what? I think I'm gonna cut my losses and keep going. Okay. Let's do a quick save before we move on. Should I leave for now and move on? Yes. Let's see how bad I did. Oh! I didn't actually do that bad. Like, I thought it would have actually been negative, but to be coming out of that positive, I think that's good. We did pretty good. But yeah, Inha was just a minefield in this time for this communication. I was just like, oh my god. Time for some plot, guys.
순위 때문만은 아닐 거야. 지휘불은 그 타령인데?
생각 깊은 놈은 아니지만 뷰영 씨 말도 맞아요. 피디님 돌아가신 일도 이유긴 하겠죠.
그래, 분명히.
Inha tugged at Do-yoon's sleeve. She's tugging at her sleeve. Each choice is very nerve-wracking. I'm just like, which one's the bad end? I don't know. But yeah, Inha's tugging at her sleeve. We are the big brother.
뭐야? 나만 눈치 없는
What is
사람이야?
this? I feel like an idiot.
쫓아다녀가는 거
What else is there besides the fact that he follows her around? Si-young's death clearly contributed to the madness of Hee-sung. Do-yoon decides to elaborate why he thought so.
아까 얘기에서도 나왔어.
Detective time, guys.
짐작 가는 이유는
The reason Hee-sung must have been profoundly shocked was malcontent. Seal criticized Hee-sung for complaining too much whenever another contestant gained even a bit of advantage without fully considering their circumstances. Unknown support. Yeah. Unknown support, I think, is the reason. The reason Hee-sung must have been profoundly shocked. No. Team missions? During the team missions, Hee-sung irritated his teammate Inha by calling her a fake. That scene was edited, though, to portray Hee-sung as the victim, when in fact he was the one who was verbally offended her. Yeah, unknown support and the insanity that happens after it. I think that's what's gonna be the reason why he's so profoundly shocked. Because we know he's getting support, and the way he reacted when they were talking about Si-young. What do you mean? Everybody's a detective, man. Anytime you got a detective music, you're the detective of the game.
혜성이 문제 터질 때마다 PD님을 믿는 구석으로 여겼으니까 전과 터지고부턴 안 먹혔던 것 같지만
정도껏 해야 실드 쳐주죠.
어쨌든 혜성이는 피디님한테 의지했던 것 같아.
그랬던 게 아까 눈앞에서 끝나버렸고
We got it!
혜성이 페이퍼에 처음 글 쓰곤 조금 누그러지는 것 같았잖아?
엄청 구박받아서 그런 거 아니야?
다시 격앙되기 시작한 게 언제라고 생각해?
피디님 발견하고 난 다음에.
PD님을 사칭한 S 승연이 나타났지. 그때부터야. 말하자면
Good, we got them all.
PD님을 따르고 PD님도 혜성이를 예뻐한 건 어느 정도 사실이었던 것 같아. PD님 시신을 발견했을 때 큰 충격을 받았겠지.
That's good art. Which is the button to see the artwork? This is good art. This is a good art. Let me see. Just hide myself.
그래서 S 승연한테 제대로 뚜껑이 열린 거다.
Special keyword. Hee-sung's panic, the conclusion keyword. Hee-sung was clearly favored by Sung-young. He grew unstable after discovering her body and went mad as an anonymous account called S. Young began to write posts. Taking that snapshot, that's right. That's easy thumbnail material, Tasso. I can't be just making it. It's hard making thumbnails. They all turned towards it.
저요.
Oh, it's our bro, he's back! Did he find the sassy lost child?
혜성이는? 미안해. 보시다시피야.
Don't beat yourself up, man. Kyu-hyuk's return. Kyu-hyuk came back alone after speaking to Hee-seung. He seemed to fail to persuade him.
이 인간 진짜 1대1로 다 만날 작정인가? 분장실에 계속 머무는 건 위험한데.
역시 상대를 안 하는 게 낫겠어요.
Oh, I don't like that sound.
맞을지도.
Do you all not hear that?
분장실 문 잠그고 기다리던데. 그랬지. 밀고 들어가기도 안 되나?
Do-yoon sighed and lowered his head.
아니 왜? 혜성이 또 그ril렸어.
Oh, shoo! Another post? From Hee-seung. The contestant in last place will be dropped. Do what you want to do. Easier said than done in front of the computer. Bring it on. Ooh, it's changing music. The tone, it's shifting. The group fell silent. Inha barely managed to open her mouth.
얘
What is he thinking?
뭔 생각인 것
I'm
같아.
sorry. They're actually talking. Never mind.
내가 간 게 혜성이를 더 다극한 걸지도 몰라.
그보단 S 승연이랑 치고받으면서 더 심해진 거야.
After a short silence, Inha came forward.
내가 쟤랑 얘기 좀 해야겠어.
Ooh, Inha going in. He's just an angry boy, Tasso. He don't know what to do. His mommy's gone, so the parental lock is off on his account, okay? He can do whatever he wants now.
혼자요? 위험한데.
다 혼자 갔잖아. 이제 와서 몰려가면 문이나 열어주겠냐?
그래도
문 부수게? 벽 무너지면 몰살이야.
Hearing Inha's remark, Seal hunched up his shoulders.
혜성이 흥분한 상태야. 지금 가는 건 좋은 선택이 아니야.
좋고 나쁘고 간에 할 얘기가 있어서 그래. 설득해 보려고? 말해보다 안 되면 조인트 까고 머리채 잡아야지.
Physical confrontation can be dangerous. There could be another collapse. Or you'll lose if you lose your temper. No violence. Talking only, please. This is tough decision making. I think I'm gonna go with this one. The serious look sends you, Tasso. All of Kyu-hyuk's looks sends me, man. They all send me. No fighting! You'll lose if you lose your temper.
흥분하면 지는 거야. 할 말 있으면 어디까지나 말로 해.
설마 내가 정말 패겠냐? 어쨌든 저대로는 못 둬. 어떻게든 끄집어내야지.
다 숨어 있다가 덮쳐서 끌고 나오는 방법은요?
Dang, Seal has like one thought in his head. It's kill Hee-seung. I'm really interested to see more background of what's going on, because we still don't know much between them. But yeah, we did pretty good on that decision.
혼자 간다니까. 좀 내버려 둬.
Ooh, Inha queen. She don't need no one. Inha stormed out, but briefly paused.
안 된다 싶으면 컴백할게. 따라오지 마.
I'll just leave him alone if things don't work out, so don't follow me.
정말 괜찮겠어?
괜찮다고 하기도 슬슬 지치거든.
This is also good thumbnail material right there. Look at that. Take that screenshot. I don't get to see... Yeah. I don't get to see a lot of their more full body art a lot. She looked determined. She couldn't hold her back anymore. Ah, they couldn't hold her back anymore. They could only watch as she disappeared to the other side of the stage. Looking at the door for some time, Do-yoon suddenly sensed someone's presence.
진짜 괜찮을까요?
저렇게까지 나오니
대체 서혜성이 페이터에 뭐라고 해놨는데요?
넌 페이터 볼 방법이 없었지?
네, 속 터져 죽겠어요.
When you the only one that has an Android around like all your friends that have iPhones and they just doing like on Apple Chat or something.
익사이팅하네, 진짜.
Exciting! I like that. Seo raised his head and let out a deep sigh. There was a brief silence. Finally, Seo moved toward Do-yoon again.
다른 건 뭐 없어요?
다른 거?
Seo looked very frustrated. He opened Fader again to check other issues. Any useful information on Fader? Oh, what's this? Why is he acting like that suddenly? Did he hear something from S. Young during that last 5 minutes? Making an announcement now if you have anything to tell. The surprising announcement is about voluntary resignation. Then S. Young's victory? Hee-sung changed his attitude completely within the last 20 minutes. Voluntary resignations. Prediction. Hee-sung's hater think that Hee-sung's so-called important announcement meant voluntary resignation under pressure from S. Sung-young. Hey, man, those haters, they know how he think, man. The contestant in last place will be dropped. Easier said than done in front of a computer. Bring it on. Provocative post. Hee-sung posted another provocative comment on Fader, but it wasn't about his important announcement. Is this a picture? Oh no, we read this last stream, I think. Hee-sung fans want to insist that the violent scandal was a fake, but since there are more than one victim, they won't succeed. And Hee-sung's popularity has been on a downside since the beginning of the main episodes. Actually, his lack of talent and overstated popularity have been mentioned for a while. Man, Genius just hates Hee-sung. Many alleged victims. A number of people disclosed that Hee-sung also beat them up in the past just like he had done the first victim. Hee-sung's school violence was disclosed right after the top 10 was announced. Are there anyone who don't believe that it's pre-planned? Alleged fabrication. Hee-sung's fans claim that his school violence issue is nothing more than a malicious rumor to lower his ranking or kick him out of the audition. I think that's all of it. Should I stop reading Fader posts? Yes.
서혜성이 또 뭘 찔렀다던가.
그렇지는 않아. 지금 페이터에는
Tell Seal about what he read on Fader. So we're just gonna have to go through all of them. This is forced Russian roulette now.
혜성이 팬들이 포킹 얘기를 루머라고 주장하는 것 같아.
Oh, he actually had to accept the friend request to even get these on the timeline? I guess. I don't know if he's just looking up threads with a keyword or anything like that, but I guess.
신뢰가 넘치네요. 나중에 얼마나 상심하려고.
Why? I think we're forced to talk about this. Why do you go down without giving me the chance?
참 좋겠어요. 알아서들 좋은 쪽으로 해석해주니.
Seal put his hand around his waist and pouted his lips. After the talk, some time had passed. Oh wait! I thought I could talk about everything, but no! An ominous air surrounded the area. Oh no! My battery. This is too much tension. My battery was just going crazy on my controller. They were like, nope. The intense tremor quickly faded out.
누나, 괜찮아요?
무사해. 나는
톰, 점점 짧아지는 것 같은데?
구조대도 들어오고 있죠. 최대한 좋은 쪽만 생각하면 중앙복도 괜찮겠죠?
내가 가 있던 때 정도 아닐까?
이나 씨 무사한지 보러 가야겠어요.
He's got a sip for Inha. Seal ran off immediately.
세일아!
Someone grabbed Do-yoon's arm.
도윤아,
Oh my god, Gi-hyuk's holding her. Gi-hyuk stood right next to him.
영희 누나랑 같이 있는 게 좋겠어. 어?
Oh. Jo-yoon was there, catching her breath with her face all pale. He does have priorities, I guess.
누나, 괜찮아요?
버틸만은 해. 잠시만. 이대로 놔둬.
일단 지켜자. 알겠어.
Do-yoon suddenly looked at Gi-hyuk with bated breath.
혜성이하고는 무슨 얘기 있어? 들어보질 못했네. 오자마자 많은 일들이 있었으니까.
Gi-hyuk began his story with a bitter smile on his face. Communication started. Weren't you running in order to, you know, catch up to Seal? Vader. Okay. How does it feel to lose Seung, who was backing you up? You've got no one helping you now. You should have tried your best to impress your fans, not the judges. Try refuting. But since you're not my friend, I don't know about how you feel. Refute smoothly. I can make it this far thanks to my fans. Jungle Penguin. Let's see what else there is before we say anything. Is that the only thing? You know what? We always gotta talk to Jungle Penguin. That's like the greatest username ever. We have to talk to them. I'm gonna be sassy. I'm gonna be sassy. He's just running his mouth. He was even mocking the victims on the news. Do-yoon decided with a strong rebuke. Oh, only those suck up to you are your fans? Then how about your members who don't suck up to you? I guess they're not your true members, right? Shame on you, even Hee-sung wouldn't do that. It's not working. But Do-yoon felt a little better at least. He decided to check for new mentions later. You know what? You know what? That went out better than I thought it would. He's actually learning to grow thicker skin on Fader, man. Good on you, Do-yoon. Can I still call? Let's call Inha.
이나야, 혜성이는 만났.
있어봐. 나중에 얘기해.
Okay. That was quick. That was a quick thing. Let's save real quick too. Prediction. Hee-sung's haters think that Hee-sung's so important announcement meant voluntary resignations.
우리야.
They aren't thinking straight.
그럴지도.
Of course not. He's desperate to remain on the show.
그런 거면.
Doesn't matter what they say out there. I just hope he doesn't fall too deeply. If he gets angry and starts to write comments, it's going to be over for him. He would know what to do with Fader. While speaking, Do-yoon thought about the earlier provocations made by Hee-sung. He said he won't go down by himself and that he's ready for anything.
글쎄.
Maybe he wouldn't.
솔직히.
Oh yeah? Yeah, 3 saves. I mean, I guess, yeah. But that's because I'm trying to, like, run through the game, like, at least this first playthrough, completely blind, without, like, any resaves or anything. I might have multiple saves next playthrough or something, though. But yeah. This, though, but it looks organized, but that's because it's empty, okay? It's not organized, it's just empty.
이거면.
If this continues, it would be a matter of time. Yu-hyuk nodded and stared at the other side of the corridor. No sound came out from the locked door. I wonder when it's going to happen. I have no idea. I really wondered what he's up to. What did he say to you?
그게.
Oh, that's... the scholarship issue, the one mentioned by S. Young, he brought it up again.
어?
What can he do with that?
결국.
He'll agree on Fader, as if that were true. That's ridiculous. I didn't know what to say.
그건.
That's simply agreeing with S. Young. Yu-hyuk shook his head bitterly. I should have just told him that I would drop out. You can't!
그런.
You know it's not that easy. Each of us had a reason to join Beastars. You can't leave us. You're our Homodachi. You can't just leave us like that.
솔직히.
I came to Beastars because I was curious. Before I gave up on music, I wanted to stand before the crowd without telling them about my dad and hear what they say about me.
저기.
So was it like a blind test? But the results were far too good.
몰랐어.
I didn't know I would get this far. Yu-hyuk scratched his chin.
그리고.
When I first joined the show, I didn't think they would mention my family.
그랬지.
There are lots of viral news articles. At first I thought you were eager to talk about your father.
그럴 거야.
I don't blame you. Even back then, I was thinking about dropping out of the audition. Concerns. He once thought about quitting music. He decided to enter the audition show, regarding it as a test. He thought of dropping out of the show when the media reported on his father. But I didn't. and ended up being stuck in here. Hee-sung's threat. According to Gyo-hyuk, Hee-sung talked about his illegal receipt of scholarship and his father's death. He threatened to disclose them if he refused to quit the audition. Hee-sung didn't say anything special. Although he pretended to know something important. He always followed Soo-young around, but he was just one of the contestants. He didn't even get much information. So what did you say to him? I said the rankings after the collapse doesn't mean anything. That he should go back to the stage and wait for the rescue team. He surely wouldn't listen to that. Yeah, you know the reason. Failed to persuade. Gyo-hyuk tried to persuade Hee-sung to give up and go back to the stage with him to wait for rescue. He argued that ranking after the collapse won't count, but didn't succeed. When I went in, I was wondering what he would say to me. I didn't know he would be repeating what S-young said. Weren't you hurt for suddenly bringing up that topic? Or weren't you upset for repeating what S-young said? We're worried about you. I'm gonna ask if you're hurt, cause you're our bro. Weren't you hurt when he brought it up again? Ah! To be honest, the scholarship issue won't give me much damage. The fact that I felt ashamed of that incident is another story. No, I'm sorry! Come back, bro! I'm sorry! I didn't know the words to say! So the conclusion is Hee-sung guessed wrong again. Yes, that's what's he doing now. Is bluffing? Gyo-hyuk sighed deeply. He also talked about my father's accident. About his accident, it was around the time of the fundraiser. He had a heart attack while driving. The money and honor meant nothing before fate. Accident. His father died of cardiac arrest several years ago while driving a car. It was the sudden death of a superstar artist who had attained fame and fortune. So what can Hee-sung add to that story? He asked me if there was really an accident. He was insinuating that I might have had something to do with his death. That's more shocking than the scholarship issue. I felt the opposite. He went too far on my father's death. It's like he's writing a fiction. It's because he didn't know anything about it. I was okay with it. It was like when he wanted to believe it, I felt pity seeing how desperate he was. But if he continues to do that, other people might take it differently. Bluffing. Failed to persuade. Something bothered me while I was talking to him. Like what? He kept checking Fader even when he was talking to me. That's nothing new. He looked more restless. Like, he said it was almost time. Time? What time? The time S-young mentioned. About the one in last place being... Gyo-hyuk quietly nodded. He continued with one hand under his chin. He regarded all of S-young's comments as nonsense, but he wasn't free from them. I wish he'd be more honest with us. But I thought he was being frank with you, Do-yoon. More open to Do-yoon when compared to the others, certainly different. Not sure if Do-yoon was treated differently. Nope, he was clearly more open with us. Yes, compared to other people. I see, just as I saw it. Although I'm not sure why. You didn't know? Huh, you're a great listener. I thought Masquerade held fast because of that. That's news to me. I guess nobody said it out loud. Feeling awkward, Gyo-hyuk fiddled with his hair. Aren't you curious about why he wasn't shaking when he talked about my father's incident? Is he jealous? Is Gyo-hyuk jealous that we get along with Hee-sung too? It feels like Gyo-hyuk is jealous. I'm not saying anything definitive, It just feels like it feels like he's jealous. I am, to be honest. I would have thought of it as an insult towards your father. And didn't want to pry on it. That sounds like you. Gi-hyuk paused momentarily. He seemed to ponder on whether to tell Do-yoon or not. To be honest, my uncle's family, myself included, don't know much about my father. What do you mean? He cut ties with the family as soon as he became an adult. The family was strictly against the music, and they didn't allow any jokers in the family. You mean jokers like in Persona 5 Scramble that I'm playing? Subtle plug-in right there, guys. My father severed ties with them. We all know about the days of anonymity.
그렇지.
Okay. Yes. But why didn't you know much about him?
그건
I don't know what you're talking about, Tasso. They're completely straight. They're the best of homodachis. Free from everything, including all of his family. He wanted to live a life free from anything cumbersome so nothing would hold him back.
어쩌면
Maybe he was never an adult throughout his entire life. Are you saying his musical achievements had nothing to do with his personality?
Huh?
Did I sound negative? Take half of what I said as a compliment. Understanding it as a typical characteristic of artistic people.
그랬지.
That's how I was able to accept him for who he was. Whatever he found cumbersome, he treated as if he didn't see it.
나도
It was clearly something cumbersome to him. Father. His father, Byung-hee Lee, severed relations with his wealthy family and rose to stardom. He wanted to live a free life and thought of his family as a burden.
그러니까
So I had no choice but to say I don't know much about him. Even if someone speaks nonsense about his life or death, well, it just sounds like a stranger's story. Yi-sung began to grow anxious as time with S-young predicted for whoever was in last place drew near. I guess a little did improve, even though we picked all the wrong options. So he still likes us. We're still good friends. He finished his story, but the gloomy feeling still lingered in the air.
얘기해. 빙빙 돌기만 한 거야.
이러면 누구도 마찬가지겠어.
다급하게 구는 건 혜성이들이니까.
He continued to act out of desperation. They must think of something. Maybe they should force him out at any cost.
형, 내 얘기 좀 들어봐. 혜성이 그만 끌고라도 나오자.
Do we only have one choice? Ooh. Countdown. Or bluffing. Getting the sassy lost child out. I don't know if I only have one choice or not. You know what? Let's talk about the countdown. Let's do it. I'ma do it.
그 상태 아무래도 불안해. S 승연 말에도 점점 더 휘둘리고 있잖아.
Yi-hyuk nodded after looking at Do-yoon for a moment.
점점 더 초조해하고 있지.
이대로는 위험에 방치하는 거나 마찬가지야.
좋아. 가보자.
Use of force. Driven to a corner, Hee-sung is just repeating what S-young has already said. He may as well be pulled out before it gets too dangerous. Do-yoon walked toward where Ju-young was.
누나, 아무래도 혜성이
No! Where is she? Where's the queen? Jo-young was up there with them!
없어? 언제?
우리 얘기하는 사이였나 봐.
They moved hurriedly. They frantically looked around, but Jo-yoon wasn't there.
안에 가볼게. 넌 전화 좀 해봐. 잠깐만. 호작하지 마.
The group is just getting scattered. We're all leaving each other.
복도 쪽으로 간 건가? 진작 안 터져.
Next contestant is Do-yoon. Do-yoon, why don't you just give up? You saw what had happened to Hee-sung? You know how it will end.
미친 소리 짓거리지 마.
둘이 뭐해?
Oh my god!
어디 갔었던 거예요?
미안해.
깜짝 놀랐다고요.
과호흡이 왔어. 이번엔 정말 세게 와서
그래도 갑자기 사라지시면
말할 새도 없었어. 무사했으면 됐지. 놓치고 있던 넌 뭐했냐?
잠깐. 혜성이는
Inha looked worried.
그게 문제가 있었어.
문제? 어떤?
Two asked blankly.
서혜성 저게 없어.
We saw that post as the young mate, so... The sweat running down Do-yoon's back turned cold.
전화는 해봤어?
왔다 갔다 갔는데 그럴 정신이 어딨냐?
Ju-young shook her head after failing to make the call.
신호는 봐. 안 받을 뿐이지.
같이 가봐요. 데려올 생각이었어요. 끌고라도 나와야겠어요. 간 사람들이 못 봤다면 어디 있는 거지? 복도 쪽에 없을 수가 없어. 갈 수 있는데 정해져 있다고. 분장실 가면서 복도 확인하고 없으면 스텝 복도, 화장실까지 보면 돼.
뭐 좋아. 찝찝해서 나왔지만 다시 봐야겠어.
이나 씨.
그래. 강제로라도 데려오는 거야.
바로 가죠.
Ji-hyuk also took a step forward after locking eyes with Do-yoon.
출연자에 문제 생기면 저도 곤란하긴 해요.
좋아. 이동하죠.
That is not the issue right now, Seal. That is really not the issue right now. It's like, oh my god, you might be missing and dead. My paycheck, though. The sound of footsteps echoed around the dark corridor.
여긴 확실히 없어.
분장실 다시 가볼게. 어딜 간 건지.
저도 같이 가요.
난 스텝 복도를 볼게.
저랑 가요. 도윤이 넌?
After scanning the corridor, Do-yoon's eyes were fixed on something.
화장실을 볼게. 혼자?
기호가 그럼 넌 도윤이랑.
아니야. 형은 누나랑 다녀.
Ji-hyuk's gaze wandered between Ju-young and Do-yoon.
알겠어. 조심해.
They scattered head toward their assigned area.
혜성아, 있어?
Do-yoon waited, but no one answered. He slowly entered the restroom. I don't like that cut in music there. Oh! Ooh!
혜성아, 정신 차려!
Do-yoon hurriedly lifted Hee-sung into his arms.
숨을 안 쉬어.
He felt something sticky on his hand. blood. His hand was soaked with blood. Do-yoon's legs gave away and Hee-sung dropped face down on the floor. Do-yoon came running. Oh no, she's gonna freak out, don't show her! She moves her lips to scream, but no sound came out of her mouth.
혜성아, 어떻게 된 거야?
뭐예요? 설마?
Seal acting like he not the happiest he's been throughout this entire game right now. Come on, Seal, we know. Ji-hyuk rushed in and held Hee-sung's wrist.
맥박 뛰어? 빨리 말해봐. 뭔가 잡히냐고.
Ji-hyuk slowly shook his head.
죽었다고?
Do-yoon stared at In-ha vacantly.
야, 지금 페이터에 글이.
Hee-sung eliminated. You won't be able to see Hee-sung ever from now on. Next target is Do-yoon. How much time should I allow him? Oh no!
무슨 말인 거야? 최하위는 죽는다.
Oh no. Our sanity just went down to 0. I think that's game over, right? This is not good. Is this game over? Challenge of loss of will acquired. Some time had passed in a state of despondency. Some checked on Hee-sung's body. While some just stared at the wall absent-mindedly. Some read posts on Fader and some just muttered to themselves. Do-yoon mindlessly updated his Fader timeline. Hee-sung seemed to make every effort, but it wasn't enough. He has been killed. Don't be all smiley, Do-yoon. You are next. Hee-sung is muted. Hee-sung went silent. It's not like him. Anywho, why the others won't post any? Do-yoon uses the bot, but doesn't post anything himself either. Y'all broke your fingers or what? I'm so excited to see what will happen in an hour. Like, our sanity is completely gone. Is that supposed to happen? Because it seems like the game is still going. I would die or like game over if it went to 0. But I guess we'll just keep going on. Don't actually answer me though. Hee-sung even got some attention from blackmailing, but Do-yoon didn't get any. Lamau, I'd kill myself if I were him. Hey, easy on him. He's busy thinking about how to walk away this time. He pretends he's the troubleshooter, but backs off in crucial moments. That's what he does. Don't ever start if you're going to walk away. Ranking competition suddenly caught on fire. How can Do-yoon escape this crisis? At first I felt fear, and gradually another feeling came. It was rage.
이게 장난으로 보여?
His rage began to boil as soon as he recognized it. The parched lip cracked, soon smeared with blood. He wiped his mouth with Hee-sung's blood, oh my god. Do-yoon discovered he was about to upload a post on Fader. His fingertips trembled. You acted so selfishly. You deserved it. You're not hurt? You're safe now? If you're okay, please leave a comment. His post was now up on the timeline. The show is over. People are waiting for being rescued under the debris. This looks amusing just for you? He's right. You can say we love or hate a certain contestant, but in this situation, they are dying now. That's too much. Burnables gets it. Burnables is getting it. You're safe and sound! So, is Inha okay? Inha is okay! Inha is okay! All are quiet. Why is he alone making a fuss? Lol, felt guilty? Or scared? Damn it, Jungle Penguin! I'm sure something happened there. LOL. SC Young is running wild, so if you want to blame someone, do so on SC Young. Leave others alone. Trying to act cool is a kind of illness. That makes me so pissed off. I didn't SC Young and cheer for someone's death. Why do I hear such bullshit? The post was shared all over, spreading at the speed of light. The public reaction to his post was enormous. Say something more. It's not auto-posted, right? Is he free enough to check Fader? He saw all the comments but stayed silent, which makes me mad. Do Young, you're scared a lot. I said confess your sins to raise your ranking, not get unnecessary attention. You're always acting like that. You think you're the best in the world? I had much difficulty producing you. He posted something again. Just go away. So Hee-sung is okay. Hee-sung is okay. Hee-sung is okay. I don't want to know about you. Just tell me what happened to Hee-sung. What happened to Hee-sung? Tell me now. He answered easy questions only and then disappeared, Is he seeing all these comments now? Consider how he posted comments so far. He must be monitoring them regularly. Hiding in the situation, great personality. A betrayer won't be changed easily, lol. He's way off the mark. The broadcasting station doesn't pay him for nothing. It's because his fans contributed to higher ratings, but he seems to think otherwise. So, he seems to agonize his own fans. Let's see how far you can go. SC Young created a new account. Who is it? Do-yoon? And Hee-sung lied so much to get attention, I have no idea. What will happen if the attacker is really there? Seeing him throw a fit on Fader? I don't think the situation there is urgent. Oh my gosh, genius. Right? Okay, genius. They obviously know everything. That's why their name is Genius, right? I understand Do-yoon is relaxing now, but other members should watch out for him. He can betray them anytime, lol. Stop biting Do-yoon now. He must be in tears. Look at the number of shares of Do-yoon's comment. He's now on the top of the real-time search ranking. He took advantage of Hee-sung to raise his ranking? Rage and shock penetrated through his heart. Do-yoon closed his bloodshot eyes. Jo-yoon approached him. Her face was pale.
도윤아,
We are not okay! Our sanity dropped to 0!
아니요, 모르겠어요.
저랑 규혁이 형이 조금 조사해봤어요. 다른 분들은 그럴 만한 상태 아닌 것 같아서.
Seal carefully chose his words.
봤더니 어땠는데? 어떻게 저런 건데?
달랐어요. 서혜성은 신PD님 때랑요. 뒤에서 한 방, 옆에서 한 방, 다 머리였어요.
Both sides of his head? And I see that blood splatter on the wall there.
이건 사고가 아니에요. 누군가한테 당한 거예요.
Do-yoon got goosebumps on his back.
S 승현이야?
그건 몰라요. 누가 이렇게 한 건지.
아닐 리가 없잖아. S 승연이 한 게 아니면
Everyone stared at Do-yoon.
우리 중에 있다는 거야? 그럴 타이밍도 방법도 없는데 맞잖아.
Do-yoon covered his face with both hands. His bloody hands from our comet boy. He didn't even have time to collect his senses.
한도윤, 너 페이터에 글 썼어?
서혜성 얘기 쓰셨어요?
아니, 다들 아무렇게나 떠들고 있어서.
사람 죽었는데 페이터 뚜닥거릴 정신이 있어 너?
The rest of the group turned on their watches with incredulous looks on their faces.
반응이 꽤 커.
여태까지 제대로 쓴 적 없었으니까.
지금 페이터 잡고 있을 상황은 아닌데요. 진짜 비상사태예요. 대체 어떻게 된 건지.
After looking at her watch for some time, In has slowly raised her head.
S 승연 그냥 찌질이가 아닌 거 아닐까?
아무렇게나 한 말이라고 생각하기엔 거의 발견과 동시에 글을 올렸어.
아까 우리 이 안을 다 뒤져봤잖아. 누가 들어오고 나갈 만한 길 같은 건 없었어.
그렇게 외부 유입을 배제해버리면 결국 우리만 남아요.
Everyone froze at Seal's remark.
아니, 그것도 그게 주영 씨나 이나 씨는 서혜성을 제압하기 힘들었을 거예요.
나나 규혁이 형, 너까지 셋이 용의자라도 된다는 뜻이야?
그런 뜻은 아니에요. 저 서혜성이랑 사이 안 좋은 건 제일 만만한 게 스텝이라고 해도 그게
지금 말하고 싶은 게 뭐야?
혹시라도 절 의심하진 마시라는 얘기예요. 진지하게.
He's like, I may be one of the suspects, but don't suspect me. Seal clenched onto the strap of his messenger bag.
분장실 오락가락하면서 빈 타임들 있었잖아. 스텝이라는 이유만으로 몰아갈 일은 없어.
그래요.
He stared at the rest of the group with his gloomy eyes.
어쨌든 페이터는 좀 자제해 주세요. 지금 상황 흘러나가면 정말 엉망진창 돼버린다고요.
구조대 연락해야겠지?
Jo-young averted her gaze from Hee-sung's body and changed the subject.
사상자가 나온 사실은 알려야지.
제가 연락해 볼게요.
Right? Green be looking sus right now. That green guy be looking sus.
일단 복도로 나가자. 거기서 다시 해봐.
Ji-hyuk hung up on the phone and turned around.
주변이 시끄러웠어. 사람이 몰렸나 봐.
구경 났나 방해만 되는데.
구조대에선 뭐래?
피다른 말은 없었어. 일단 복도에서 무대로 빠져나와 있으래.
큰 도움은 안 되는 얘기네.
Ji-young blurted out quietly. In-ha tapped the watch on her wrist.
여기 참 서혜성 얘기 많더라. S승연이랑 싸우다 갑자기 글이 끊겼으니까. 누가 봐도 우리가 피해자 아니야? 대체 왜 계속 욕하고 비꼬는 거야?
바깥에선 여기 상황을 알 수가 없어서겠지.
Jo-young opened Fader after listening to them for some time. Someone has visited the scene. The accident site was cordoned off, and all fire trucks and ambulances of the city arrived here. What a scene. It's a miracle that people can escape the fallen building. But there's nothing I can help here. If I showed them S. Young's post, would they believe that someone inside died? I told the police about S. Young's post, but they just ignored me. They said they'd be investigating the incident, so wait for the results. If nothing happened, that's fine, but if they got something to tell, why don't they? And broadcasting vehicles are here too. They're talking with people from broadcasting stations.
뭐라고들 해요?
누가 폴리라인까지 와서 여기 상황을 물어봤나 봐.
나 참 뉴스나 기댈 것이지 좀.
1 hour has passed since Hee-sung wrote the comment. I guess there's a slight chance. He's posting comments on Fader, so his smartwatch seems to be working fine. Considering the rapid proliferating of S. Young's posts, Hee-sung should act by now, but he's remaining silent. What happened to Hee-sung? Do-young isn't posting any comments since then. Considering they take no action for the controversial vote, I guess they have no capacity to respond to it. They seem to propose the announcement until rescue operations end, but they can't stop media reports. Soon, one of the media will expose the truth.
난 더 못 보겠어.
지금 방금 뉴스 떴어요. 혜성이 얘기.
Ooh. More casualties from buried stars accident site. Did you see the news 10 minutes ago? Casualties? He really is dead. Did Jungle Penguin just lost his... Did Jungle Penguin just have a loss for words or something? Oh my god. Even after the accident, they were trying to resume the show and popularity vote, leading to this disaster. So this must be an accident, right? S. Young really killed him? From S. Young. You see what's going on around here right now? Do-Yoon is next. His response is weaker than I thought. I guess he's still realizing what's going to happen to him. Please show your support to Do-Yoon. A lot of tips are coming in, thank you. Swear Do-Yoon, not me, please. All seem so excited. This is not a TV show. What the heck are you doing now? Okay, yeah. Now the people on Fader are actually getting scared, I think. No one can do fact-checking here, so everyone seems to feel frustrated. Those who might not know about the answer are just busy talking about themselves. Phew. S. Young's been blocked, haha. Hee-sung's fans got so pissed off that they started ratting Lamau. If S. Young is the attacker, what's the point of blocking Fader? Blocking them doesn't mean that they're going to disappear out of this world, you dimwits, lol. Hey, close Fader and get your bums out there. We need to investigate Do-Yoon. Without Hee-sung, all contestants will make it to the next round automatically. Do-Yoon, the betrayer, may have conspired with S. Young. I don't think that way. It's not I didn't think that way. It's not impossible, lol. Jungle Penguin!
속보 기사야.
현장에서 뻗치기 하다 캤나 보네요. 기자가 구조대에서 새어나갔겠죠.
S 승연이 맞았다는 얘기도 있어.
진짜 여기 어딘가 있는 건가? 일단 무대로 가자. 여기서 당장 벗어나야겠어.
그래. 자, 우선 머리 조심하면서 이쪽으로.
Okay. Can we all agree that splitting up is the worst idea now, okay? Let's not split up.
여기 상태 더 나빠진 것 같지?
아직은 괜찮아. 또 어떻게 될진 몰라도.
주변을 잘 확인해. 뭔가 떨어질 수도 있으니까.
안에 터지면 이제 괜찮겠지? 그래, 별일 없을 거야.
Jo-Yoon answered her own question while wrapping her arms around herself. A depressing mood lingered. Do-Yoon lowered his head and tried not to think about anything. The stage had collapsed. They had found Si-young dead. The popularity voting was still running despite this mess. As Si-young appeared out of nowhere, insulting the group and announcing the murder of the last place contestant. Hee-sung began to threaten the other contestants to drop out. Then he was found dead. As Si-young's threat to murder whoever was in last place. Hee-sung was clearly attacked by someone. Didn't matter. Do-Yoon couldn't even keep his own sanity. He had no desire to delve into thoughts or solve anything anymore.
대체 왜 이런 일이 일어난 거야?
The only thing he'd do is give up and just wait for the time to pass. He just needed to endure. It would be over once the rescue team arrived. Then this nightmare would be over. Do-Yoon grasps the watch with his right hand.
아까 상황은 봐서 뭐해? 볼 필요 없어. 지금은 볼 필요 전혀 없어.
Some time had passed, whether it had been a few minutes or a few hours, he wasn't sure. Yeah, this seems like the bad end with all of that. Do-Yoon squinted and raised his hand. He turned around to see who was touching him. Oh!
한도윤,
왜?
얘기 돌아가는 게 좀 이상해.
어떤 얘기?
이거 봐봐.
I guess all of these were manipulated by WBS. Hee-sung and Do-yoon are ranked first in turn on real-time search ranking. And people, those who weren't interested in B-stars before now, are looking up who they are. If the news reports are wrong and all of them are found alive, that would go viral. Hee-sung said that Ju-young, In-ha, Ki-hyuk, and Do-yoon and one floor director are waiting to be rescued. Who's the floor director guy? Seeing all of this situation, I'm so relieved Masquerade failed to make to the finals. No one can enter the fallen building. If S-young is real, it must be one of the people trapped there. Unless there are reporters or staff members. Anyone who have visited here would know that getting into a fallen building is out of the question. They thoroughly checked that. All of the audience signed up in the advance to watch the show, and the audience list is already checked. The floor director, the guy with the grim look. Aw man, I miss getting his picture! Oh well. I usually laugh off reports and broadcasts. But if the producer is Seung Shin, I can't laugh at all. I wouldn't put it past her. What's the use of prying on the floor director's personal information? I can't understand. I heard the floor director trapped in the trapped in the collapse site really hated Hee-sung. There's even a conspiracy theory that this guy schemed everything. S-young knows so much about the contestants. If what happened to Hee-sung wasn't an accident, he could have been attacked by one of the survivors, right? The floor director looks suspicious. Looks like a betrayer, just like Do-yoon. He must be the dude who hushed us when we were cheering for Ju-hyuk last time we went to the studio. But he didn't say anything when In-ha was performing on stage, so other fans were complaining that the staff are favoring certain contestants. Seal? In-ha's performance blew his mind after she stepped down from the stage. He kept following her like a little pet. Ooh, Woo-suk. Woo-suk really sucks a lot, man. Do-yoon raised his head. Seal was nervously fiddling with the strap of his messenger bag.
왜 세일이가 타깃이 됐어?
사망자 발표하고 생존자 명단이랑 사진 다시 나갔는데 문제는 그게 아니야.
Oh. Oh. I just saw something creepy. Is that guy the floor director? Something scary appeared suddenly. What is that?
더 있어.
Ooh! Seal! Damn, here it is too.
팬들이 찍어서 갖고 있던 사진들이래.
그런데 왜 세일이가 계속 알고 있었어?
당연히 몰랐으니까 말하지.
Man, Green is so acting sus! But you know, these games never go that easy. I'm sure it is the floor director. In-ha lowered her watch.
내 생각 말해봐.
어떻게 생각하는데?
아무래도 찾은 것 같다. 내 스토커. 편지 보내던 놈.
In-ha walked towards Seal. This ain't good. She's confronting him.
이나 씨,
너 뭐야?
That is artwork. That is some artwork. Oh my god. I need to get a screenshot of that too. Like, that is some artwork right there. Oh my god. That right there. Like, my finger in the picture. It's like, look at that.
네? 제가 뭐요?
너지?
네? 저 아니에요. 제가 어떻게 서혜성을...
그거 말고 내 스토커!
Seal's face turned pale. Seal gulped and took a step back.
갑자기 그게 왜 나와요? 이 마당에 스토커라뇨.
그럼 이거 뭐야? 보고 얘기해.
Inna thrust her watch before Seal's face.
이게 뭐지?
너잖아!
저 사진 구석이 같이 걸렸을 뿐이잖아요.
She looked at him as if he was human garbage. I'm getting a lot of thumbnail bait today, but man... She looked at him as if he was human garbage, oh my god.
이게 스토커라는 증거가 된다고 생각하세요? 딴 거, 뭐 다른 증거 있어요?
왜들 그래? 무슨 일이야?
잠깐 떨어져서 얘기해. 세일이 얘기도 한번 들어보자.
들었잖아! 딴 증거 있냐고 뻗대는 거!
Do-yoon took a step back at the sharp retort. He was about to lose his sanity. But we already lost our sanity!
저러다 크게 싸움 나겠어. 일단 진정시켜야.
어쩔 수 없어요. 벌써 이렇게 되어버린 걸. 저건 지나가던 사람들이 막 찍은 사진이야. 한두 장도 아니고 저렇게 많이 나온 건
도현이 형이라도 뭐라고 말 좀.
Do-yoon squinted and looked away. They've lost people. Everything, including conversation, was important. But this could be dealt with later after they were rescued. Getting out of here as soon as possible, that was the only thing of... Okay. I think I'm starting to get what this sanity does. So if I have 0 sanity, the story will just progress by its own. Okay.
아니다. 노래 그만하고! 까봐. 네 가방.
싫어요. 제가 왜요?
떳떳하지? 통 크게 한 번 까고 넘어가면 돼.
Seal clenched his bag.
소지품 검사할 때 서혜성이 굳이 가방 얘기를 했었지. 생각해보니까 그때 실드 칠 게 아니었어. 혹시 알아? 서혜성 가방 얘기 꺼내서 저렇게 된 건지.
The atmosphere grew somber at the mention of Hee-sung.
세일아, 가방 보여줘. 혜성이 말까지 나왔어. 확인만 한번 해보자.
형까지 그럴 줄 진짜 몰랐네요. 딴 분들도 다 마찬가지 생각이에요? 어떻게든 내 가방을 까봐야겠다고?
Nobody dared to answer. His eyes glared with hostility.
개판이네. 그렇게 따까리 짓을 해도 이딴 꼴을 보네요.
그러게 되게 슬프다, 그치? 근데 짠 거야!
Oh god! She going in.
내놔 가방!
Also good artwork. Sorry.
안 된다고 했잖아요.
야, 위험해!
놔봐! 말을 안 했잖아!
Just then, the black flew open. All eyes were on the contents that spilled out of Seal's messenger bag. It was clearly a tablet PC on the floor.
너 수첩 말고 딴 건 없다면서!
Inha's angry shouts suddenly stopped.
사진?
Seal hastily put his belongings back into his bag.
뭐가 아니야? 너지? 잠깐만. 좀 멈춰.
Everyone's getting these reaction faces. I have to get them. Like, oh my god. Look at all these.
계속 이러면 위험해. 지금 숨을 못 쉬겠어.
Ju-young groaned, clutching her chest. Ji-hyuk hurriedly moved Ju-young out of the way.
거기에 다 걸렸어.
Then Seal pushed In-ha away. Seal was forced slightly backward after pushing In-ha away. But he was at the edge of the stage. Oh no! Oh! Okay. The groans quickly subsided. His hand helplessly dropped to the floor. Do-young, Ji-hyuk stood before the body with vacant looks on their faces. Their quivering eyes were wandering between Seal and the piece of steel protruding from his chest.
죽었어. 그럴 리가. 세이라, 들려? 정신 차려봐.
Too late. Seal lay there, his eyes closed.
이게 뭐야? 이게
A sound caused the two of them to turn around.
죽었어? 진짜?
Is buffering for you, Corey? I think it should be back now. Everything looks like it's fine. Yeah, oh my god. This part does have a lot of good thumbnail bait. I'm gonna say that, at least. Like, right there.
내가
They tried to say something, but they could barely nod. In-ha took a step back, staggering.
내가 이러려고 한 게 아니야. 봤잖아. 내가 안 밀었어. 제가 밀어서 둘 다 뒤로 넘어갔는데 하필 끝에 서 있었던 거야. 봤지? 한도윤 봤잖아.
In-ha's jaw was trembling.
오이나.
내가 범죄자가 사람들 앞에서
이나야.
Ji-hyuk moved closer to In-ha. That isn't a good move, man! Homodachi! Back off for 1 second! In-ha looked at Seal, who lay behind Ji-hyuk. Her eyes blurred with a feeling of despair.
아니야. 난 아니야. 그런 게 아니야.
In-ha quickly turned around and began to run. Do-yoon reached out his hand but couldn't grab her. His vision blurred. He felt like the sound of his own breathing was coming from the distance.
도윤아.
He came to himself as someone grabbed his shoulder.
형. 죽었어. 세일이 죽어버렸다고. 말렸어야 했는데 더 강하게.
They looked at each other with stunned expressions. He held back his tears and raised his fists. Raised his head.
찾으러 가야 돼.
While nodding, Gi-hyuk suddenly opened his eyes wide.
영희 누나,
Oh my god!
스테이지 위야. 아까 경황 없이 내려왔어.
The two went around and rushed to the stage. Of course she's gone too!
없어. 어떻게 하지? 어떻게?
Yeah. Yeah. Look at sad Gi-hyuk. Everyone's just sad now. Hurt Gi-hyuk, everything.
무대 뒤 거기밖에 없어. 가보자.
Gi-hyuk dropped to one knee. Do-yoon lowered himself to hold Gi-hyuk. Gi-hyuk looked just as terrified as Do-yoon did. The tremor was more intense than the previous one, but it finally died out.
이건 아니야. 이런 건. 형 지금이야. 가보자. 분장실 문이 잠겼어. 안에는 누구지? 누구 있어요? 이나야, 영희 누나.
No response.
나와서 얘기해. 안은 위험해.
Oh, it's Inha!
이나야, 거기 있다 무너지면 큰일 나.
She was panicking. Gi-hyuk gulped.
진정하고 이 문 좀 열어줘.
Gi-hyuk stopped punching and started ramming his head against the door.
이게 아니야. 제발. 누나, 영희 누나는? 누나도 거기 있어?
Gi-hyuk raised his head. His eyes met Do-yoon's.
그렇다면 혜성이 있는 데론 안 갔을 거야. 스톱복도야. 누나 말이면 오이나도 들을 거야. 누나, 영희 누나. 없는 것 같은데? 아까 진동 때문에 안쪽이 무너졌어. 가보자.
The two slowly went in. I don't like this kind of music! No, please! No! No! Yeah! Oh my god, no! The queen! You know, guys, in it, we gotta get our thumbnail pics, you know?
설마
They ran toward the pile of stones. He grabbed the pale wrist jutting out from the rubble. No pulse. Yes, so many things are happening right now, Tasso. Oh my god. I became choked up with emotion while holding the cold wrist. Yuhak panted heavily while moaning from the pain.
나야. 나 때문이야.
Crying windscreen shotting, yes. We gotta work through our tears, man.
눈을 죽어서 내려가기 때문에.
He curled himself up and wrapped his hand around his head. Do-yoon covered his face and slowly collapsed.
모르겠어. 어떻게 해야 할지 모르겠어. 도윤아.
Yuhak grabbed his shoulder and groaned painfully.
도윤아. 날 구하지 말았어야 했어. 내가 없었으면. 여기
No, Homodachi! No, don't say that! No, Do-yoon! Say something to him!
왜 이렇게 된 거야? 피디님이 혜성이가 누나가
I know we're doing emotional time, but you forget Seal! I mean, I know right now it looks like he's the biggest stalker, but come on, Do-yoon!
이대로 있으면 안 돼. 가자.
He was losing it. He couldn't even get himself up.
날 좀 내버려둬.
His hand dropped from his shoulders. The staggering footsteps gradually edged away. After a long struggle, he couldn't even cry anymore.
두 사람이라도 어떻게든
That poster of Jo-yoon right there is just haunting me now. I'm gonna move my picture to the poster. Yeah. This poster right here is haunting me now. The voice acting is really good.
가자. 지금이라도. 보이나? 제발 열어! 복도가 무너졌어. 거기도 위험해. 영희 누나도.
언니가
복도 거기 있다가 무너졌어. 죽어버려다고. 이나야 당장 나와.
Do-yoon's so sad. And now Inha's gonna be sad. This is the worst timeline. I'm on the worst timeline right now. Do-yoon knelt down before the door.
끝났어. 하늘까지 그렇게 돼버린 거.
Inha, please don't.
무슨 소리야? 열어! 문 열고 밖으로 나와!
There was no further response. Do-yoon slowly walked away from the door. His head felt like exploding. His head began to ring. He staggered toward the stage.
귀여기 형.
Homodachi, we have to make it through together.
형, 어디야? 귀여기 형!
Dang, those some skinny legs, honestly, though. Do-yoon looked around, trying to find Ji-hyuk. I couldn't see straight. I wasn't sure if I was trembling in fear or the ground was shaking. No! Not again! I can't keep going through this! Oh, no! Oh! This is the worst timeline ever! Do-yoon unwittingly grabbed Ji-hyuk's shoulder. Ji-hyuk's body hung there slowly. His face was messy with tear marks and saliva. Do-yoon did not scream. He held Go-hyuk's wrist, although he knew it was too late. His wrists were still warm, but there was no pulse. Do-yoon carefully lifted Ji-hyuk's body up and laid it down on the floor. And collapsed next to it. Someone was laughing. It took me a while to realize that it was me. I wiped the tears off my eyes. I was completely alone now. No, I could still talk to someone. Do-yoon absentmindedly opened Fader. He wrote a post and uploaded. All dead. And closed his eyes.
무슨 소리지?
Was it a sound of the rescue team? Maybe they were digging the last tunnel to get in there. He looked down to find the flickering watch. It was Fader. He unwillingly opened the app. You're not making any sense. Please give more support to Do-yoon. A pretentious comment on Fader. What does it mean? What happened now? Please answer me. What's happening now? Do you mean everyone will die? What did you do to Inha? Just put in a comment and gone somewhere? Then what should I do? Trying to attract attention in this hopeless situation? You're completely Jungle Penguin today! Not today! Jungle Penguin, this is not the time! Why do you say that they're all dead when they're still alive? Did you kill them yourself? Do-yoon looked aside. Ji-hyuk was lying on his back, silently.
도윤아, 날 구하지 말았어야 했어. 내가 없었으면 여기까진 안 왔을 거야.
Ji-hyuk put all the blame on himself. I should have told him that it wasn't his fault. I shouldn't have left him alone. Do-yoon had thrown himself to save Ji-hyuk. And then left him to hang himself. Do-yoon put himself up. Across the stage, Seo must be lying on the floor with his chest pierced.
도윤이 형이라도 뭐라고 말 좀.
Do-yoon blankly stared into the air.
도윤아, 저러다 크게 싸움 나겠어. 일단 진정시켜야.
Could I have prevented this tragedy if I intervened earlier? I failed to brace myself. I neglected, ignored, and avoided problems. And now, I'm the sole survivor, once more. Do-yoon slowly opened his watch. Sorry. So sorry, it's all my fault. What did you do? What did you do to Ju-young? If anything happens to her, you're gonna pay a heavy price for it. It's a bit late, but Do-yoon wants to confess to his sins. What the heck is Sus-young doing now? If anything happens to Inha, you're dead meat. I just realized that S-young is still posting. So even though Seal had the tablet, true betrayer, lol. It's not your fault, Do-yoon. Don't blame yourself. You saw that when people are dying under debris. With all of them dead, he alone is using Fader. Isn't it too obvious? With all of them dead, he alone is using Fader. Isn't it too odd? After saying Sung-young and Ki-sung are dead, he must have locked himself up in somewhere. Do-yoon is not that kind of person. If he really intended to do so, he would have betrayed all of them before anyone noticed. Or asked other members to post comments. Like, I don't get you, Jungle Penguin. You give me mixed signals all the time. If no comments are posted by others, then all must be dead now, agree? The betrayer must have committed suicide, lol. But no one knows whether Gi-hyuk is dead or alive. He's posting this kind of comment. If anything happens to Gi-hyuk, I hope this asshole should be dead. Unlucky coffee. Just ignore them. Frankly speaking, he deserved it. He betrayed his old band members and ended up like this. He's paying for what he's done so far. Justice served. Great. People are so mean. They pointed Seal as the attacker before and now accusing a wrong person. He said that it was all his fault, Lo. Other contestants say nothing. He must have killed them all or hid himself somewhere. I hope he's dead. If he ran away alone, stay there and die then. If he gets out, I'll crush him myself. He left Ki-sung for dead. Are you happy that you'll become the winner this way? Is this why you left the band? If you alone get out of there alive, you will be the winner. Just take your own life. The show is done now. What about Ju-young? Be responsible for what you've done. Betrayer.
배신자.
Where are we walking? Do-yoon took off his watch and walked toward Gi-hyuk. He slowly loosened the tie strangling Gi-hyuk's neck.
형, 빌릴게.
Gi-hyuk was silent. Maybe he nodded. The watch on the floor kept on flickering. Do-yoon stared at the tie in his hand.
내가 살아남는 건
Even he didn't want himself to live on.
주저해서야. 내가 조금 더
More actively. Intervened and mediated a settlement. If only I had maintained my sanity and comforted those on the verge of the breakdown.
나는 살 자격도 살 자신도 없어.
Tears rolled down my cheek.
이럴 거면 차라리
Died after saving Gi-hyuk. I would have been remembered as someone better than a betrayer or a bystander. Do-yoon hung the tie on the pillar and wrapped the other end around his neck. He looked up at the ceiling, his eyes blurry. I could no longer see the ruin. The bright lights, cheers, applause, and all the memories of glory. I was willing to do anything to bring back those memories. He was finally ready to make everyone happy.
베리드 스타즈 무대에서 발생한 붕괴 사고 속보입니다. 총 7명의 생존자가 갇힌 붕괴 현장에 진입한 구조대는 6명의 사망자와 1명의 생존자를 찾아냈다고 밝혔습니다.
One still alive?
사망자는 스텝 신승현 장세일, 출연자 민주영, 서혜성, 이규혁, 한도윤 총 6명.
성윤신, 시오챙, 조윤, 이성, 교척, 도훈. Inha's alive?
생존자 오이나 씨는 병원으로 후송되어 치료를 받고 있습니다.
Inha survived?
수색에 동행한 경찰은 추가 붕괴로 시신 손상이 심하고 현장 수습에도 난항이 있다고.
Yeah, Corey. This is the worst timeline. Everyone's dead. Except for Inha. Hey, is it okay if I skip through the credits? Because I want to go through it real quick. Because obviously I'm going to have to go through the next part of the game. Is there like something that'll happen after the credits if I skip it, Tasso? Okay. Yeah. End of exercise part. Show will go on. The normal end. Show ended. You've reached the first ending. You can start a new game and reveal other possibilities. Keep Do-yoon's sanity intact and real rapport with the others. A new path may lead you to truth or even more mysteries. Communication leads you to the truth, but above anything else, survival is the most important thing. On finishing the tutorial, yeah. Like, even with all the sanity I took, I don't know if I could have survived all that sanity that seeing Hee-sung's body did. I don't know. It called this the normal end. I'm honestly afraid to see what the bad end would be then. Start a new game with the ending data preserved. Collection. See your collection. So I guess it'll be starting a new round. It'll be easier the second time. Oh, I was locked on this one? That makes sense then. But yeah, oh my god! That is a lot of stuff that happened. Yeah, that's a lot of stuff that happened. I'm just like, oh my god. And the thing with Inha too, is just like, she survived. So that makes her very sus about a lot of stuff. So I have no idea. Like, I don't want to sus Inha, but if she's the only one that survived after that ending, it is a ballsy first ending, yeah. Like, yeah. Let me see my collection for now. Let's see what's in our collection. 37% sound, 26% image. We got 31% keywords, 20% of the challenge, and 37% of the profile. Let's look at the images as we go through. Oh yeah, I can imagine if Clay and Android went through this. I'd really want them to play through this game too. Cause me going through this myself? Oh my god! Yeah. Oh look, we can get our screenshots from here. This is every thumbnail maker's dream, man. Look of distrust. But yeah. Oh my god. I honestly though, I'm speechless. This game's really good. Like, I don't know what to say about it. It's just, the story is so good. And like, just look at this. Look at all these pictures we don't have yet. Vintage style. Vintage with angry. The encouragement from Gyuhyuk. And then these are the attachments. This is good thumbnail material too. This right here as well. I think I missed one though. The one of Seal when they were talking about him. Documents. That's completely empty. Yeah. Like, man, I'm really excited to see what other kind of endings I can go through if I'm not locked in anymore, and how bad I can actually mess up these, like, times now. But yeah, I am really shocked. Like, I'm wondering if there's obvious, like, multiple endings. So, yeah. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and end it here for tonight. But yeah. Everything is so crazy. And now I'm like so sus of Inha a lot. Like, for her to be the only one alive. Which I really don't want to, because I love Inha a lot. Like, I love her a lot. But like, man, I'm free. I don't know what to do. It's gonna be exciting next stream, I guess. But yeah. Gonna go ahead, end it here tonight. But yeah, go ahead and like... I don't think I'll do backseating. But if I do ask for a question and anyone wants to talk about it, I will specifically ask you guys, hey, what should I do? And everything like that. But yeah. This has been a crazy part 6. I'm also curious about why these chapters are over like this. Why all these channel selects are like... Or are they channels? I don't know. Channel 2, 4, 6, 8, 11, 14. I'm wondering why it's like that specifically. But I guess we'll talk about and see it next time. When we go through this. Yeah. I won't want you guys to tell me at all unless I specifically ask, hey chat, I want to know exactly what I should do. Because it looks like this is a very important decision. I have to pick the right one here. But yeah, that's when I'll ask you guys. But if I mess up and everything still, yeah. But yeah, thanks for tuning in tonight, guys. It's a really great game. Thanks again, Tasso, for showing me this game. finished the tutorial finally, I guess. So now we'll finally be free up to see what other things can happen and what's happening behind the scenes. Okay. Well, other than that, you guys have a nice night now. See ya.